Chapter 1. Computer Networks. Data communication. Data communication is described as a process in which one computer transfers data, instructions, and information to another computers. Today, millions of computers around the globe communicate to each other, often via internet. Some communications involve cables and wires, others are sent wirelessly through the air. Test your knowledge. Write any 4 methods of communication that you can think of. For successful computer communication, we need the following components. Sender. It is a sending device that initiates to send data, instructions, or information. It can be computer or mobile device. Receiver. It is a receiving device that accepts the transmission of data, instructions, or information through computer or mobile device. Communication channel or transmission media. It is a medium through which the data, instruction, or information can travel, such as satellites, cables, etc. Protocol. It is a set of rules that outlines characteristics of how two devices communicate. Various hardware devices, protocols, and software are required for networking. In this chapter, we'll learn about networking and computer networking concepts. Computer networking. A computer is a device for working with information. The information can be numbers, words, pictures, movies, or sound. Computer information is also called data. Computers can process huge amounts of data very quickly. They also store and display data. A computer network is a set of computers that are connected together by communication channels so that they can share information. A computer network can be as small as 2 computers connected to each other, or it may be spread over multiple computers far from each other, which may be spread over different parts of a city or even covering the whole world. Need for a network. We can share resources such as hardware devices, software programs, data, and information with the help of a network. Sharing resources saves time and money. Some of the things that networks are used for include data and information sharing. Sharing local resources through network users such as printers, scanners, and photocopies. Communicating through email, video, instant messaging, and other ways. Hardware sharing such as accessing printer over the network. Transfer of funds via electronic fund transfer, EFT. Allowing network users to easily access and maintain information. Sharing software and operating programs on remote systems. FactGPT. Powerful computers responsible for distributing files to network users are referred to as server. Other computers less powerful than servers and connected to a server are called workstations. Each workstation contributes equally in the network and is often called peer. Advantages of network. Networking in computer brings efficiency, economy, and effectiveness in any organizations. Some of the advantages of networking are discussed below. Connectivity. Interlinking of the computers allow efficient communication among coworkers. This helps them to have updated information. Cost-effective. Personal computers are cheap. They have better performance ratio compared to large computers such as mainframe. So, many users prefer to maintain computer network than single centralized computer. Storage media, data and files are not scattered as it can be stored and shared on a network drive. This network drive can be accessed by every user. Efficiency, modification and updating of data can be done at a single point in the network. This brings more accuracy and efficiency in the working system. Redundancy. As the data and files are shared on the network, hard copies are reduced or eliminated. Computer network also gives access to remote database. Hardware-software resources. The hardware devices which are rarely used such as scanner, printer and CD writer can be installed in a network. Likewise, software stored in one computer can be shared by other users connected to the network. This reduces the cost of hardware and software. Reliability. If single computer in a network goes down, the user can work on other computer. No data will be lost. Increases security. In a computer network, the users are assigned IDs and passwords for authentication to access the data and files. Only the authorized users are allowed to access the hardware and software resources. It is the duty of the network administrators to adopt preventive measures to protect the networks from potential security threats. Disadvantages of network. There are few disadvantages of computer networks, which are as follows. Additional cost of networking equipment. A network's cost might get reduced by sharing the hardware resources. However, additional cost of establishing the network gets incurred. Management of large network. Managing a large computer network can be a challenging task. It requires expertise and special training. Server breakdown. If the server breaks down in a network, then all the computers become isolated. Security issues. A computer network is always at the risk of getting attacked by external threats, such as unauthorized use of resources, virus attacks, and alike. If the network is not secured, then the data of the organization may be at a high risk. Types of computer networks. There are several types of networks: personal area network, PAN, local area network, LAN, metropolitan area network, MAN, and wide area network, WAN. Let's discuss them below. PAN, personal area network. PAN is a network that connects personal devices like laptop, smartphones, digital cameras, printers, etc. in an individual's workspace using wired or wireless technology. A PAN may connect devices through a router using network cables or by using Bluetooth or Wi-Fi technology. We can transfer files and songs from one device to another using PAN. LAN, local area network. LAN is a network that connects the computers and the devices in a limited geographical area such as home, school, computer laboratory, office building, or closely positioned group of buildings. These computers are usually with 100 to 300 meters away from each other. Each computer or device on the network is a node. Often, the nodes are connected to the LAN via cables. LAN can either work with cables and hubs or wirelessly. A wireless local area network is also known as WLAN. MAN, Metropolitan Area Network. MAN is a network that connects the local area networks in a metropolitan area such as a city or a town. A MAN typically includes one or more LANs but covers a smaller geographical area than a WAN. Telephone companies, cable television operators, and other organizations use MAN network. WAN, Wide Area Network. WAN spans over a large geographical area such as an entire city, region, or even an entire country or all over the world. Two or more LANs that are relatively far apart are typically connected by WAN so that users and computers in one location can communicate with users and computers in other distant locations. The Internet is the world's largest WAN. Other examples of WAN are mobile broadband connections such as 3G, 4G, 5G, etc. FactGPT. An intranet is a computer network that is used for sharing information, devices, and other computing services only within an organization. Network architecture. Client-server network. In a client-server network, several computers, called clients or workstations, are connected to the main computer, called the server. A server is a computer that provides services to clients and controls access to hardware, software, and other resources. Clients are the computers that request services like data retrieval, storage, etc. from the server. Peer-to-peer network. A peer-to-peer network is the one where a few computers of equal capacity and capabilities are connected together to use the resources available on the network. In a peer-to-peer network, there is no central server. Instead, each computer can act as a server as well as a client. Network components. To establish wired networking in a group of computers, we require some additional components that are as follows. NIC, Network Interface Card. NIC is a device that helps the computer to communicate with another device. The network interface card contains the hardware addresses. The data link layer protocol uses this address to identify the system on the network so that it can transfer the data to the correct destination. There are two types of NIC, wireless NIC and wired NIC. Modem. A modem is a hardware device that allows the computer to connect to the internet over the existing telephone line. It stands for modulator-demodulator. It converts the digital data into an analog signal over the telephone lines and the converting back once received on the other end. A modem is not integrated with the motherboard, rather than it is installed on the PCI slot found on the motherboard. Connector. A connector is a device that joins the network together. The most common connectors are hub. A hub is a hardware device that divides the network connection among multiple devices. When computer requests for some information from a network, it first sends the request to the hub through cable. Hub will broadcast this request to the entire network. All the devices will check whether the request belongs to them or not. If not, the request will be dropped. The process used by the hub consumes more bandwidth and limits the amount of communication. Nowadays, the use of hub is obsolete and it is replaced by more advanced computer network components such as switches and routers. Switch. A switch is a hardware device that connects multiple devices on a computer network. A switch contains more advanced features than hub. It contains the updated table that decides where the data is transmitted or not. Switch delivers the message to the correct destination based on the physical address present in the incoming message. A switch does not broadcast the message to the entire network like the hub. It determines the device to whom the message is to be transmitted. Therefore, it can be said that switch provides a direct connection between the source and destination. As a result, the speed of the network increases. Router. A router is a hardware device which is used to connect a LAN with an internet connection. It is used to receive, analyze, and forward the incoming packets to another network. A router forwards the packet based on the information available in the routing table. It determines the best path from the available paths for the transmission of the packets. It acts as a junction between two or more networks like LAN and MAN. Resource. Any part of a computer system or a network such as a disk drive, printer or memory that can be allotted to a program or a process while it is running is a resource. Cables. Cable is a transmission medium used for transmitting a signal. A network cable plugs into the NIC, network interface card, at the back of each computer on the network. Information, shared files and other network data travel through the network cables. A fiber metal or fiber optic cable is used to connect computers and other devices on a network. These cables are insulated with special materials such as plastic or PVC. There are three types of cables used in transmission: twisted pair cable, coaxial cable, fiber optic cable. Communication channels. All networks are linked to each other through communication channels. These are the medium on which the data, instructions or information travel. When we send data from a computer or mobile device, the signal that carries the data may travel over various transmission media. Most commonly used media are physical and wireless. Physical transmission media. Physical transmission media use wire or cable to send communication signals. LANs often use physical transmission media. There are three main types of physical transmission media. Twisted pair cable. Twisted pair cable consists of one or more twisted pair of wires bundled together. Each twisted pair of wire consists of two separate insulated copper wires that are twisted together and is color-coded for identification. Landline phone networks and LANs often use twisted pair cables. Coaxial cable. Coaxial cable consists of a single copper wire surrounded by at least 3 layers. The first one is an insulating material, the second is a wire mesh, and the third is a plastic or PVC outer coating. On coaxial cables, data travels through a copper wire. Cable TV network wiring uses coaxial cables. Fiber optic cable. The core of a fiber optic cable consists of hundreds of thin strands of glass or plastic that use light to transmit signals. Inside the fiber optic cable, an insulating glass cladding and a protective coating surrounds each optical fiber. Many big companies use fiber optic cables in high-traffic networks. Wireless transmission media. Wireless transmission media send communication signals through the air. Many people use this media because it is more convenient than installing cables. Types of wireless transmission media used in communication include infrared, broadcast radio, cellular radio, microwaves, and communication satellites. Infrared IR. Infrared IR is a wireless transmission medium that sends signals using infrared light waves. Infrared systems use the same technology as household remote controls. They are also used with computers and devices like cordless keyboards and mouses. Broadcast radio. Broadcast radio is a wireless transmission medium that distributes radio signals through the air over long distances, such as between cities, regions, and countries, and short distances, such as within an office or home. Bluetooth and Wi-Fi communication technologies use broadcast radio signals. Cellular radio. Cellular radio is a wireless transmission medium that is used for mobile communication. It is a form of broadcast radio. Several categories of cellular radio transmissions exist, such as 1G, first generation of cellular transmissions, 2G, 3G, 4G, and 5G. Microwave. Microwaves provide a high-speed wireless signal transmission. It involves sending signals from one microwave station to another. A microwave station is an earth-based dish that contains the antenna and other equipment necessary to conduct microwave communication. Microwave transmission is used in wide-open areas such as forests, deserts, or lakes. Fact GPT. Reliance Jio launched the Jio Air Fiber in India on 19 September 2023. The service is designed for both homes and offices, offering incredibly fast speeds of up to 1.5 gigabits per second. Wi-Fi, short for wireless fidelity, is a popular wireless networking technology that uses radio waves to provide wireless high-speed network connections. Communication satellite. A communication satellite is a space station that receives microwave signals from an Earth-based station, amplifies, strengthens the signals, and broadcasts the signals back over a wide area to any number of Earth-based stations. Applications such as television and radio broadcasts, weather forecasting, video conferencing, GPS, and Internet connections use communication satellites. Network topologies. Geometric representation of how the computers are connected with one another is known as network topology. Network topologies are categorized into the following basic types. Point-to-point. Point-to-point topology is the simplest form of network structure in which two nodes are directly connected with each other. This type of network is more suitable for small areas where computers are in close proximity. This technology provides a faster and reliable connection. Bus topology. In bus topology, there is a main cable and all the devices are connected to this main cable called bus through drop lines. This network is also called linear network. There is a device called tap that connects the drop line to the main cable. Since all the data is transmitted over the main cable, there is a limit of drop lines and the distance a main cable can have in this topology. Computer system can be easily added or removed from the network. The failure of a single node does not affect the performance of the remaining network. Ring topology. In ring topology, each device is connected with the two devices on either side of it in the form of a ring. There are nodes which connected in a circular chain in which each node is connected to the next one and the last node is connected to the first one. Every device has exactly two neighbors for communication purpose. All messages travel through a ring in the same direction, either clockwise or counterclockwise. In this, if one node fails, the whole network goes off. Computers are usually located close together. A ring network is easy to set up because the computers are attached to a single ring of cable and no central connector such as hub is required. There is no beginning or end in a ring network. Star topology. In star topology, each device in the network is connected to a central device called hub. Unlike mesh topology, star topology doesn't allow direct communication between devices. A device must have to communicate through the hub. If one device wants to send data to another device, it has to first send the data to the hub and then the hub transmits that data to the designated device. A failure in any star network cable will only take down network access of one computer and not the entire network. However, when the hub fails, then the network also fails. Mesh topology. In mesh topology, each device is connected to every other device on the network through a dedicated point-to-point link. When we say dedicated, it means that the link only carries data for the two connected devices only. Let's say we have n devices in the network, then each device must be connected with n1 devices of the network. Number of links in a mesh topology of n devices would be n1 2. Hybrid topology. In hybrid topology, there is a combination of two or more topology. For example, a combination of star and mesh topology is a hybrid topology. The choice to use a hybrid topology over a standard topology depends on the need of a business, school, or the users. The number of computers, their location, and desired network performance are all factors in the decision. Protocols. A protocol is a set of rules that outlines characteristics of how two devices communicate over the network. There are different protocols for different operations on the Internet. HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol. This is a set of rules that defines how pages transfer on the Internet and what actions web servers and browsers should take in response to various commands. Many web addresses begin with HTTP as the protocol. FTP, File Transfer Protocol. This is a set of rules that allows file uploading to and downloading from other computers on the Internet. Uploading is the process of transferring files from our computer to a server on the Internet. Downloading is the process of transferring files from a server on the Internet to our computer. Web page developers often use FTP to upload their web pages to a web server. TCP/IP, Transmission Control Protocol. Internet Protocol. This is a network protocol that defines how the information or messages are routed from one end of a network to the other, ensuring the data arrives correctly. It has been used as network standard for Internet communications. POP3, Post Office Protocol version 3. This is an email protocol that stores email messages on a mail server and allows the user to view, access and manipulate the message after downloading or storing it on their computer. Once the messages are downloaded onto our computer, they are deleted from the mail server. This means that after the email is downloaded, it can only be accessed using the same computer. If we try to access our emails from a different device, the messages that have been previously downloaded will not be available to us. IMAP, Internet Message Access Protocol. This is also an email protocol that stores email messages on a mail server and allows the user to view, access and manipulate the messages on the mail server from their computer. When we read an email message using IMAP, we are not actually downloading or storing it on our computer. Instead, we are reading it on the mail server from our computer. As a result, if we try to access our emails from a different device, the same messages will be available to us. SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. This is an email protocol for sending email messages across the Internet. SMTP was originally developed in the early 1980s and remains one of the most popular protocols in use worldwide. Most email software programs use SMTP for sending mails and use either the POP3 or IMAP protocol for receiving mails. Network security. Network security means protecting data and resources from any unauthorized access. It is the most important aspect in computer networking. Since many users are accessing the same data, it is essential that steps be taken to ensure its proper security. The right to access or modify any data should be given only to the authorized people. Consider the following points that may happen in any organization. Some employees may try to change the data concerning their leave records, salaries, performance appraisals, etc. Accidental deletion of important data may happen. Former employees or some other people may try to harm the company's data. People outside the company may try to access the confidential data. There are two general levels of network security. These are as follows. Login security. A user is given a unique login name and password. Access control. Based on the username, the user is given rights like read-only access, read-write access or no access at all. A combination of rights can also be granted to the same user for different sets of data. Recapitulate. Communication involves a sender transmitting an idea, information or feeling to a receiver. We can share resources such as hardware devices, software programs, data and information with the help of a network. Sharing resources saves time and money. Interlinking of the computers allow efficient communication among coworkers. There are many types of networks: personal area network, local area network, metropolitan area network and wide area network. NIC is a device that helps the computer to communicate with another device. A connector is a device that joins the network together. The most common connectors are hub, switch and router. Any part of a computer system or a network such as a disk drive, printer or memory that can be allotted to a program or a process while it is running is a resource. When we send data from a computer or mobile device, the signal that carries the data may travel over various transmission media. Most commonly used media are physical and wireless. There are 5 types of network topology: point-to-point, bus, ring, star, mesh and hybrid. Network security means protecting the data and resources from any unauthorized access. Gloss GPT. Computer network, a collection of computers and devices connected by communication channels. Modem, a hardware device that allows the computer to connect to the internet over the existing telephone line. Hub, a hardware device that divides the network connection among multiple devices. Switch, a hardware device that connects multiple devices on a computer network. Router, a hardware device which is used to connect a LAN with an internet connection. Cable, a transmission medium used for transmitting a signal. Communication channel, a medium on which the data, instructions or information can travel. Gradient wipe. Topology, geometric representation of how the computers are connected with one another. Protocol, a set of rules that outlines characteristics of how two devices communicate over the network. HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol that defines how pages transfer on the Internet and what actions web servers and browser should take in response to various commands. FTP, File Transfer Protocol that allows file uploading to and downloading from other computers on the Internet.